All right, moving on to reports. Art.
All right, well, since last month, we did some more work on Trailer Street for the village. They just got it paved last week, but it looks real nice up there. They're real happy. We've been doing shoulder work, fixing washes and cutting shoulders and et cetera, cleaning ditches. We replaced one culvert pipe on Horning Road. It was the only culvert that hasn't been replaced before we blacktopped it, so we got that done. And then Crutz and Horning Road and North Con were both paved last Wednesday. They were about between 40 and 50 ton heavy on Horning Road and 10 ton heavy on Con Road, but the blacktop was coming from Schoharie. So by the time they got the Con Road and got done, they wanted to make sure they had enough blacktop. So the original estimate was for 490, and of course paving on dirt is just an estimate. It's not real accurate. They ordered 500 ton, and we put all 500 ton down, so zero waste. So both roads look good. We got a shoulder them yet.
But did we have an overage?
We went over just a little bit on the tonnage. Probably between 50 and 60 ton total. At $50 a ton, it's like $3,000. So not much.
Okay.
But you know, those numbers, the numbers that we went out to bid with were estimates. So you know,
But we're still under even with 3,000.
we're 60,000 less than we got to spend. So
Okay, good.
I think we got enough to cover the 3,000.
I think we do, okay.
We've been painting snow equipment. Last week, our 2009 dump truck, the 1 ton, we sandblasted it because the box was getting real rusty and there's a bunch of holes into it. So the holes were cut out, patches welded onto it. It was primed and painted. They started doing the other truck today. That truck was done about 2 or 3 years ago, sandblasted and painted. It needs a new box. I called 3 vendors today to get quotes. I haven't got anything back yet.
Which truck is this?
That's our 2007 1-ton dump truck. There's holes right through the front of the box facing the cab. I mean, the corners, I didn't take any pictures, the corners in the back are rusted out bad. I mean, they were fixed a few years ago. The trucks were only supposed to be with us for 5 years. It's been there 9 already, so.
What do you think, an aluminum box, stainless box?
On a 2007 truck,
Not just another steel box?
if we replace the truck, I would definitely recommend stainless, but not on a truck that's hopefully
Have
gonna
you
be replaced.
explored maybe backers or something like that?
Not yet.
For use?
But the problem is they're tough to find. They're tough to
Oh,
find.
okay, I'm just,
I mean, we did on the truck we sold about 7 years ago. I did find a used box for that one, and we sold that truck and sealed bid. It's real tough to find. I did research. I looked on eBay and a couple of websites I'm always on.
you know, because
What?
Becker can get on and he puts it out there nationally, or
Yeah.
Tulpa will do the same thing for you.
Problem is, it's probably heavy to ship.
Well, probably
That's
bulky,
all
the
something
worst
that has to be
thing, you know.
explored, of course.
But I have no idea. I actually, both trucks have the same box on them. I actually called that company, the local dealers out of Utica. He's supposed to be sending me a price quote in the morning. I said I want them as simple price quote, as simple as I can get them. I don't even want tailgates. Our tailgates are fine.
Okay.
It's just the sides are rotted out and the front is starting to rot out. I said just so I got a number. Let me know what they cost. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea.
What's the state recommendation on a 1-ton dump truck?
Honestly, I don't know on that.
What's-
Our original game plan was 5 years. When the warranty runs out, get rid of them. But the problem is that they're starting to rust through now. My 2008's got rust coming through on it.
Let's look at what the state recommendation is.
So I'm just letting you know, they're welding on it right now. And I told the guys, I said, don't get real fancy on it. I said, I'm gonna try finding a box for it. You know, if I could find a used box, I would definitely put a used box on it, but,
Cylinder's good and everything, it's just a box?
yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's what everybody asks. You want a new hoist? No, I just want a box. You know, I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna weld a new one on. I don't want the whole thing. You know, I don't need hinges. I don't need nothing. Just the box. I don't need a tarp. Just the box. And if
How
I
much
buy
are we
this,
talking?
I don't
He
know.
won't know.
Like
that.
30,000?
I found a used aluminum one for like 3,500. But you know, the problem is that used aluminum one is in Wisconsin.
It's
Yeah.
it
So-
costs $1,000, $1,500.
Yeah, so what it's gonna cost ship it here, it's not worth it. Whereas local dealer, you know, if he gives me a decent price, you know, if I can get them for $2,500, I think that's a good deal. For a new one, that's, you know, just gonna be primer and we're gonna have to paint it, but, you know, especially, the tailgate's probably $700-800 on one of them, I'm guessing. You know, it's got a single lever, it drops down like a pickup does, and we use that feature all the time. So if I can buy 2 boxes identical, or at least one, and not have to buy the tailgate, we can obviously save money. So
Now,
I'm
do
just
we have a-
letting you know, as of right now, we're welding on it, but
With your 08 pickup, you're saying there's rust started on her already, paint
yeah,
knocked off her.
3/4 ton, yeah.
Have we taken a look at any of the local body shops to, per se, get that repaired? Or-
I had it at the local body shop a while back, and he told me to get rid of it, because the rust is gonna come through and it ain't gonna be worth nothing. So
Okay.
that's why I brought it up in January, maybe replacing it, because it's just like anything else, it's one of those eye things. When they look good, people will pay more money, and as soon as it starts rusting, nobody wants to pay
Yeah,
more
I
for it.
understand your point there.
So, but I just wanna let you know that I'm trying to find a box for at least that one dump truck.
Well, you also, isn't there a chart that says, you know, it gives the different,
Life
equipment
expectancy?
and life expectancy, not just life expectancy, but the, you know, the recommended
The state
prime
recommended stuff,
trade-in
right,
number of years, you know, this is a science, it's
Yeah.
not like we're the only ones out here doing this.
right.
I believe
Every-
Stacy's.
There's, 900 towns in the state of New York. Everybody has their own idea of how to replace equipment. You know, I could talk about the town of Casanova all day long. Their oldest plow truck is 6 years old. They lease them all. As soon as they lease them for 6 years, they get another,
But
every year they get a
doesn't
new
the state
truck.
have a recommendation
On a big plow truck, it's 15 years.
on a plow truck? But they, for across the board, right?
Right,
Not
well,
just
no,
plow trucks.
every piece of equipment has a different life expectancy.
Right, yeah.
Right. So I
And
don't
they
know what
have
it is
that.
on a 1-ton dump truck. I
Let's
just
look
haven't
at
looked
it. With this.
I do have the list at the shop of what the state recommends, but.
Okay, so will you, once you get the estimate on the box, hold the estimate together, but then also take a look at what the state life
Yeah.
expectancy is, and then we'll.
How many
we'll
miles
figure
does
out.
the cabin chassis have on? A lot or no?
No. You know, but the thing is, it's ahead and back miles.
Right.
It's not get on the throughway miles.
I understand, It-
And
it's
it's tough miles. It's
Yeah,
the
it's-
salters on the back. They plow the villages all winter. That's what they're there
tough
for.
on brakes, tough on axles, I
Right.
get you, but I'm just.
Tires and brakes. That's what they.
Well, we get a
But
new
the
one.
life, it includes years and miles, right?
The chart?
Yeah.
No, the chart just says,
Years?
it might say a 1-ton dump truck, life expectancy, 8 years, 10 years. I don't know what it says. They don't take,
It must have an assumption of miles.
they're not the list I got. Everything is just general.
You get a whole lot of corrosive material on the roads and stuff like that that's really trashing them, I
Right, but it's a.
You know,
really-
think.
the-
Yeah.
Do we, when we get a brand new truck, do we say go to like a rust comp type program with them?
No,
I
we-
know
I've actually got
Village of
stuff now to
Nelliston-
spray on the big trucks, but I haven't never done on the
I
little
know
trucks.
Village of Nelliston is doing this, and it seems to be working for them.
I had
And the
somebody else
cost is
tell me.
kind of minimal. My brother actually initiated that years ago, and they do go up every year for a checkup, and it's like $100, $200, and they do whatever they was knocked loose, they take care of it.
It's like fluid film, you spray it on there but they gotta do it every year.
Yeah, it has to be done every year, yes, but the cost is minimal.
Yep.
But it seems to be, if you look at the pack, then there's another place he was sending the garbage packing truck. And I think that's up in Oppenheim, I can get that name, they actually sandblast.
Oh, that's the bus, I know where you're talking. It's in Oppenheimer, the only one place up there. It's in
Okay,
Lasselsville.
yeah,
RC.
yes,
RC,
RC.
yeah, RC.
I think that's the
They do the
name.
buses and stuff up there.
Right,
too.
they needle
Yeah.
scale or blast or whatever and treat things to slow that rust down. It seems to be
There's-
effective.
There's all kinds of stuff. There's electronic devices you can put on them that's supposed to slow it down. I've actually bought 5 gallons of stuff to spray on the big trucks. There's two 5-gallon pails. One's a salt release agent,
Okay.
which you're supposed to spray on, let it set. It's supposed to break the bond between the salt, rinse it off, let it dry. And there's another stuff very similar to what the rust cop's using up there. You spray it on.
Okay.
So I've got it for the big trucks. We've just never done it on the little ones. And I just bought the stuff last year and ain't used it yet.
Okay, all right, just a question to ask, you know, but I know the cost is fairly
Alright.
minimal.
The guys are currently mowing the second pass. Grass grew kind of fast this year, so I sent them out a second time to mow one time. all the roads before they went out and started mowing back to the fences. So I've had a couple people question me why we only made one pass last week or the week before, and now we're going out and mowing them back. It was just to give a little more sight along the edge of the road, because some of the grass was pretty tall. But now they're mowing them back to the fences. Next on my list is the intermunicipal cooperation agreement. This is supposed to be done every 5 years. It's simply a resolution by the town board that states, whereas the town of Palatine Highway Department has on many occasions worked cooperatively with other governmental entities, and whereas such cooperative extension is beneficial to the residents and taxpayers of both entities, resolved, the town of Palatine Highway Superintendent Arthur Logan is authorized to perform and/or receive intermunicipal cooperative services for highway purposes for or from other municipal corporations. Further resolved, this is set to expire June 15, 2016, according to the 5-year limitation. So this is something the state says the board's supposed to do. It just says that I can work with another township and they can work with me. So if you guys would, just make a resolution to renew this and vote on it.
That's great. Do you have any way of tracking your work with, like, I know you guys were doing a ton of work with Palatine Bridge. Do you have any way to track that, how many hours were spent on that project?
I just keep track of it in my notebook at the shop.
All right, I think we should do that, just as a way to figure out, you know, how much we're giving versus how much we're getting, and, you know.
It's, you know, I'm pretty self-sufficient. I don't like to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather give help than I would ask
I
for
know.
help. So it's very rarely that I would ask for help.
Right.
And nowadays, most townships nowadays, in the olden days, Palatine used to work with Kroger making our sand. Those days are gone. Palatine used to pave with Ephrata and Kroger. Everybody, those days are all gone. Times have really changed as far as intermunicipal. Now, usually when it's intermunicipal, it's an emergency situation.
Okay.
You know, the village of Fort Plain, when the flood happened a couple years ago, they called on us to bring our loader down and help push the streets clean.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's some situation like that, everything's kept tracked because, you know, how many guys are down there and how many hours they're down there, everything's real close. But if say for example, town root called and asked us to come spray one dirt road for them, spray calcium for them, and we go over there with a truck and spray for a couple hours and come back, I just write down in the book, we sprayed such and such a road for town of Root, you know, it's not,
Yeah, okay.
It's
Good.
not,
As long as it's tracked,
yeah. I mean,
good.
if we do something for somebody else that's wrote down, and like I say, very seldom does anybody really come up with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this year, if we had done the chip sealing, I would have asked for help because our trucks aren't set up for chip sealing.
Yeah,
Whereas the other towns are, and it's easier for just to have them come work for us for a couple days. And then in exchange, we'd haul sand for them for a day. So they give us a truck for a day, we give them a truck for a day. You know,
Yes.
it's
So it is
One-
working out then, in
one
your
in one.
opinion.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Good.
you gotta have
That's
it.
great.
You gotta have it, so.
no, definitely. My concern is like, you always want to be able to be there for the next town over. They're gonna need us, you're gonna need them, you know, back and forth. But if there's a sort of systemic situation where we're always
Oh, no, there's not that.
That's not
doing
happening,
the
okay.
villages and they're never, you know, then
Well,
basically
well,
our
and like I
taxpayers are
explained-
paying, but.
Like I explained with the village residents pay a town tax. And
Sure,
really,
of
all they
course.
see for their money is their streets getting plowed. And if they live on the state road, they don't technically get anything from the town.
Right.
No, I mean, I wouldn't even be concerned about the
No.
villages, but if it's like the county,
Oh, the
Or-
I write down every time we're on the county roads, because
Good.
we're on them a lot.
good.
Right.
That's,
You know,
that's where
they
we
owe
wanna-
us, they could never catch up what they owe us.
Well, that's what we should be fighting for,
They could never catch up.
exactly, because it makes us look bad. You know what I mean? Like if you're constantly helping out the county, and they, you know, they're constricting their budget, but we have, you know,
Right.
we have our budget. It makes us look like we're, you know,
Most of the time when we do work for the county, it's because our trucks are gonna suffer. We plow the roads. The county don't. The county really, in my opinion, doesn't care how rough the road is. They don't care if the ditches are full of water, unless somebody calls and complains about it. But if that ditch gets full of water and we're going down through, and that place ain't frozen, that wing digs in and rips the wing off the truck. Oh, town of Palatine just ripped the $5,000 wing off the truck. The county don't care, but it was their ditch that caused the problem. So we do work to make our life better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's generally why we do county work.
yeah, we should have a clear evaluation of that so that we can, you know, show how much county work we're doing.
So if you guys would, just, that's the, it was, first done, I did it in 2006, and that one expired, and this one expires now, so.
So we're just gonna update this
Yeah,
resolution?
just
Okay,
make a motion to update that and vote on it.
all right, let's do it under resolutions.
Okay.
Alright, next thing I got is the amended agreement to spend highway monies. Originally, in January, I was gonna do all the chip sealing, but we went away from that idea, so we went to the paving. So this just simply says that we're gonna pave them 2 roads, which are already done, so it just needs to be signed and double by a majority of the board.
Why don't you guys look at that, and we'll do that under resolutions.
All right.
too. But it's just, it's what we had previously.
Yeah, it's, well, it's the same exact piece of paper, except the other one had 6 roads listed that I was gonna chip seal. Those are now gone, now it's just paved North Con, that section, and paved Horning Road, the section.
And we talked about that.
And we, we already did it, it's all done. Yeah, you guys voted to do it, just,
Yeah.
that says that you gave me the authorization to do it. And the last thing I got is, I don't know if you know it or not, but talking about intermunicipal, for the last 3 years, I've been borrowing a mower tractor from Town of Mohawk. It's a AR mower for reaching over the banks, up on high banks. Town of Mohawk bought a brand new tractor in 2012, they kept it for a spare. They've never used it. They've let us borrow it, they've let Town Be Afraid to borrow it.
Is that the Ford
No, that's the John Deere.
with the
With the-
flail?
With the flail arm on the arm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Bill Holvick is now pretty sure he wants to sell that tractor. And I told him that if he was ever interested in selling it, to let me know, because I'd be interested in having our town purchase it. So, for the heck of it, I asked him what he wanted. He's looking to get about $18,000 for that tractor. So I did some homework, and believe it or not, John Deere has a program right now. If you buy, it's a municipal lease program. You can buy a brand new tractor with an A-arm onto it. Lease it for 4 years. The 5th year, you give them $1 and you own it. So you can cancel it at any time. 2 years in, if you don't want it no more, you can give it back, no penalties. But I'm not interested in that because the new tractor's $124,000 with an A-arm on it. So I did some there's a tractor for sale in the Hard Hat News, similar to what a new one costs. This one's a 2005, they want $55,000 for it. Just to show you the difference, what you can pay for these things. I actually found this one, I went and looked at it today. It's very similar to the Town of Mohawks. It's on an auction website. It's county owned. That tractor has a full cab with air conditioning, whereas Mohawks is an open tractor with just a canopy for sun protection. Wasn't really looking to buy a tractor this year, but there's money in the budget for equipment. We haven't replaced anything yet. I recommended replacing the 2 pickups in January. That kind of got put by the wayside, I guess. I'd recommend replacing our big plow truck, but that's $270,000, so we don't have $270,000 to spend. So my thought is the board interested in purchasing that for the town? That's a 1992, it's got 4,200 hours on it.
How many?
42, 43, or 42, 34, something like
Is
that.
this a John Deere painted up yellow?
It's a John Deere yellow, they painted them yellow
This
for
is the
municipal.
industrial, is this the
No,
industrial?
it's a regular farm tractor.
Okay,
But
Okay.
my thought is, it's on an auction website that sells Friday night. Like I said, it's down in Delhi. I went and looked at it today. If the board was interested in allowing me to spend X number of dollars on that tractor, up to a certain point, I could bid on it. If it
well,
goes for more than that, we don't get it. So there's-
Art, let me ask you a question. We were borrowing it, we're not gonna have it anymore, okay?
Right.
What are you gonna do if we don't have that tractor?
Take longer to mow. I'm gonna do more chainsawing and stuff because you can't.
The sides of the roads will look like hell.
You can't get
Well,
to, you can't get
That's
to.
subjective, I
You can't get to certain spots with the tractors we have. Whereas
Okay.
that thing, you can get to them.
And the
So
flail
we-
mower is not a bladed mower,
How
so.
much is that?
That's,
You said
that-
That's
that
the
was-
auction, correct, Art?
That's at an auction.
Is it your belief this would be more than 18,000?
I say that tractor's worth more than 18,000. I wouldn't want to pay that much. I'm pretty cheap when I buy used.
What do you
equipment.
think it's worth? What's your
That tractor
estimation?
is probably worth, it might bring 25,000, but I don't want to pay 25,000 for
This
it.
has the air conditioning and so forth.
Has air conditioning, yeah.
Mhm, right.
That tractor also comes with two different heads. That head in that picture is a bush hog head. It's a three-bladed bush hog head. It also comes with a flail head. So there's two different mowers that come with that go on that arm.
What's this?
What's the difference?
Well, the flail mower is,
That mower spins flat on the ground like a bush
Okay.
hog. A flail mower spins
Different
different direction. The
direction.
flail mower's meant for more grassy areas. That's meant for taking down trees. The front of that will actually, it's on a spring system. It opens up so that bigger trees can actually go into it and let the blades hit them and cut it down.
It's like, if you ever see on the side of the roads where they take all the sumac and just chew it up.
Just chew it up.
That's
Yeah,
that's what
they're
that
using.
head's
Okay.
meant for.
All right.
And so then if you had an area that was real, I mean, first year, we'd leave that one on.
Right.
Do everything, then the next year you can put the grass head on and just do the grass with it. You know what I mean? That'll do grass too, but
And one is better for rocks than the other.
yeah, that thing there will take rocks a lot better than a flail head will.
Right.
Okay.
And what's the timeline on the Mohawk sale?
Bill said to make him an offer, and he's talking around 18,000. I mean, honestly,
How many
If I-
hours?
his has got over 6,000.
But until then, it's available.
Yeah, his Mohawks is available at any time. He offered to town route too, because town route's
Until it's
interested in
gone.
it too.
And
Till
then
it's
at
gone.
that point, we.
Right,
we
which-
think about it.
He may put it on the internet site and sell it too, you know, depending on what his town board decides. But he told me if we were interested in his, make him an offer and he'll take it to his board.
What number John Deere is this?
That's a 2555. Now, Chris, you just bought a tractor with a cab. You know
Yeah.
what they go for.
13 grand.
Okay,
And
so
mine's 30 years old. Okay.
that's a 1992.
You didn't get a good deal.
I think I got a good deal.
So I'm just saying, if I could, if I could buy that tractor for the same money that Bill Holvig wants for his, that's a good deal. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Bill
Yeah.
Holvig's tractor is probably worth 18,000. But if we were gonna make an offer, I wouldn't offer him 18. I don't know low, you know?
No, because you got a full cab and you got two mowers. But again, okay, it would take longer, so we have hours in the budget. And, you know, it's. Can you do a cost analysis? I know it's short notice. Do you have any? What do you think?
What do I think? What?
What?
I mean, let's go with free until we can't go with free. anymore.
Right. But he loses an
Like,
opportunity.
I know you lose this opportunity, but another one will come up.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
will.
I'm just saying.
So-
I happened to catch that one and
Yeah.
I went and looked at it because it had the full cab compared to Mohawks with an open cab.
Right. But, you know, let's go with free until we don't have that option anymore. And then, you know, if he says, look, I'm putting it up for bid.
Right.
We look, you know, if we don't find it immediately, it's not the end of the world. We'll find
No,
something.
that's what I just said. It was just something I happened to find. I was looking for some stuff on the internet, and I come across that.
Yeah.
Quite
And it was
common
close.
to see these available down in the auction sites, right?
Not very often.
Not, okay, that.
Not with the A-arm, the regular
Okay.
mower. that
Because
one.
generally, if somebody's got one, the neighbor in town ain't got one, and as soon as they get a new one, they'll sell it to the neighbor in town. They don't come available to the general public very often.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, in the last 3 years, I've only seen two for sale. The picture of this one right here, used ones. This used one right here, and there was one other one identical to Holvig's, Bill Holvig's in the country, or Hardhat
What-
Used
Is that a
Lot.
piece of equipment that possibly, the electric company would have? Niagara Mohawk or somebody like
I
that?
doubt it. I never
Okay,
seen
I'm
it. They use bush hogs behind tractors on the power lines.
Okay.
But it was a thought. Thought I'd bring it to you guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I honestly, I still think we should be replacing the big plow truck.
Right.
So,
Well, that's the thing. If we spend this, the only way we get to a new plow truck is by
well,
saving.
if we take what money we
So-
got this year, add more money next year, we get enough money to buy a new plow truck.
There you go. If we spend it,
So I would rather not buy this tractor and take the 70,000 we got and dedicate it towards a $270,000 plow truck next year.
yeah, it'd be helpful. Let's look to have your ideal plan.
Well,
You know
we
what
need
I
a
mean?
you're right, you need, I'm sorry.
is, you know, if you could, you know, what is it you think will fully, you know, and most efficiently and effectively, you know, complete
Oh,
your.
same
your
thing
work.
we were just talking about with the rust. Our oldest plow truck is a 96, so it's 20 years old. State recommends 15 years.
Mhm.
Okay, the frame is starting to split. It's double frame. It's starting to push the frame apart. If it goes much more, anybody comes to buy it, they're not gonna want it. It's gonna need frame work.
Mhm.
So that truck should be going down the road ASAP. That's why I originally proposed that in the budget for this year, but the money got cut, so we didn't
That's
get
for
it.
the pickup truck.
No, that was for the big truck.
Oh, the
Last
truck.
fall, I asked for
Okay.
270,000 to
Right,
replace that truck.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it, is rather than trying to, you know, spend out small amounts or.
Well, we had an easy winter. We're not gonna need as much sand this year. We're not gonna need as much salt. Overtime is down. So there's a lot of money left in the budget that we could add to that 70,000 equipment money
Mhm.
to bring it up closer to 100,000, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that money, there may be a lot of money left in my budget this year. Well, there's actually gonna be $60,000 in paving money left over too.
Yeah.
That we
So-
can roll next year.
We'll start the budgeting process early this year. I'm gonna be working with Michael Richardson, who worked on the collective bargaining
Okay.
agreement and has just got a ton of experience on highway budgets around the state. And would love, you know, let's work together on come up with our, like, first, let's start with the dream plan. If we can make, if, you know, like, in your dreams, the very most efficient and effective town highway operation you could think of, and then we'll go down to, you know, what's actually possible, and never do things like, you know, like, hey, we got $60,000, let's spend it. It would all be part of
Right,
the plan,
and-
you know?
Several years ago, I recommended a flat line in the equipment budget and gave a budget, you know, a list of what should be replaced and what time. And, you know, if we put the same amount of money in there every year and just kept rolling over the little bit that was left from year to year, one year it might be empty, but the next year there might be half it left over, and you roll it the next year, then you can buy the bigger piece of equipment without doing this in the budget.
Mhm.
And that, it just never happened.
Mhm.
You know, I did that second year I was highway superintendent.
It kind of happened. I mean, we have built up a bit of a reserve in the highway fund. So, you know, but it should be planned. It shouldn't be haphazard or
Well, you know,
accidental.
just for example, we got 6 plow trucks. If we replaced one every 3 years, which was in the original plan, that means the oldest one's 18 years old.
Mhm.
You know, but we're already, if we replace a 20-year-old one now in 2017,
Mhm.
you know, it's 21 years old when it goes old. The next one's a 2002, it's already time for that one to go.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay,
All right, that's all I got, unless you have any other questions.
thank you. It's
Welcome.
very helpful. Cheryl?
Okay, last month was a busy month. I had 2 dog pickups. I handled 2 complaints. I dealt with 2 rabies cases. One is closed, one is still open, waiting for the dog to get a rabies vaccination. I issued 13 10-day notices for non-renewal. I received 2 calls about a found dog in Nelliston, which ended up resulting in an appearance ticket on the second call because it was the same dog running at large. I loaned our large trap to a Town of Root resident so she could catch her dog, which was successful. She did catch the dog. It was a newly adopted dog. She'd only had the dog for a week. The dog took off. She couldn't get it. And it just wandered around up there for days. So the shelter called me and I let them take it. They brought it right back. I received a call about a lost cat out on Con Road. I received a call about a beaver over on Center Street in the village. And I dealt with several calls regarding a dog situation in Nellis.